All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the very first Ferrum Heights podcast. I'm McDareth, one of your hosts. The other host with me today is Mins. How you doing, Mins?
Hello. You doing all right?
Unfortunately, Ruda wasn't able. No, you can go. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, excited to be in the first one.
And say, unfortunately, Ruda isn't able to join us today. He had some personal stuff he had to take care of. But in his place today is Shippo. What's up, Shippo?
Hello. I'm ready for this. I'm here to just, I guess, take over Fuda.
Thank you so much for being able to hop in at the last minute.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. And last but not least, the guest for this week is Slip, who's actually in his hotel for WCS right now. So how are things going, Slip?
Yeah, I just arrived this morning, took a nap, and now I'm ready to go.
All right. Cool. So I guess let's start it off. Let's just introduce this podcast, I guess. So this is Ferrum Heights. We're going to try and make this sort of like a monthly Pokken podcast for y'all. Talk about sort of recent events, upcoming events, DX, stuff like that. Oops, got messed up. So yeah. Let's see. So let's start off with some, well, the most recent events, obviously, is Summer Jam, which happened just this past weekend.
Oh yes, I remember that all too
Shippo,
well.
we're a part of. The only one here that was actually there. I was supposed to be there. I did not end up going. Whereas I had a family trip planned. It just didn't end up scheduling right.
Planned.
Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that.
And yeah, I also couldn't make it to Summer Jam. It was the same weekend as Smash Con, so I was at Smash Con in Virginia.
If you wanted to make first place, you could have just gone to Summer Jam. First Smash.
Yeah, but the experience of Smash Con is something else.
I actually did want to go down on Friday, but work was like, nah.
I guess we could for the first episode. Okay, let's do this before we get into it. So we'll go around to people who aren't familiar, just so they can get familiar with everyone. And in the future, we'll probably just do this with the guests. So I'm McDareth, as we said earlier. I main Blaziken, and this is you're watching this live. It's on my stream. The VOD is me on my YouTube, and yes. So Mins, let people know a little about yourself.
All right. Hi, Mins. Play Shadow Mewtwo, for now at least. Shoutouts to Pokken DX. Yeah, don't really stream or have a YouTube, but I'm here. Shippo.
So as Vince just said, my name is Shippo. I'm a Breaks in main. I also do a lot of commentary, and I guess recently showing some results. So hopefully both those will take me somewhere.
Right. So hi, I'm Slippingbug. I'm a Pikachu Libre main, and hopefully Scizor main in Pokken DX. I go to a bunch of tournaments, and I really enjoy going to them. So hope to see you at more tournaments.
Let's go. Now you're gonna talk about your wins.
I have some wins. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to see what my wins are.
What are the first places? Let's go.
What are you, like third place on your power ranking?
I don't know. It was like 1 or 2. I think Suicune Master is still 1.
Yeah, and it's like Suicune Master Thulius, but continue.
Yeah. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Slippingbug, and it's an honor to be here.
Wait.
I can tell us your wins,
we
man.
need those results.
Wait.
Come on,
Here,
man.
here, I'll say it to him because he's not going to say it
Stop being
himself.
so humble, man.
Looking at twitter.com/slippingbug, I can see that he got 4th at CEO, winner of DreamHack 17, NorCal Regionals, KIT, Absolute Battle 7, and Texas Trash Day.
Yeah.
This man is qualified for the World Championship Pokken tournament
With that fourth at
this
CEO,
weekend.
yeah.
Yep, CEO got him at a nice free plane ride and a nice hotel room.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice hotel.
How was the hotel room?
It's nice. I requested a king size bed and they came through, so I got a king size bed.
Wait, you could actually request that? They didn't allow me to request that last year. I got
Yeah,
ripped off.
I think it's because I came early because they were like,
Oh,
do you want a king size bed?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I got one.
up, nice. Is anyone else there? Do you know? Or are you like the first one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm like the first Pokemon player outside of like I think Ballamar came, but he's with his parents doing stuff. So
But he qualified VGC, right?
yes, he is qualified through VGC, but his heart is where Pokemon is, so he's going through LCQ if he can.
That's good luck with good luck with that.
Yeah.
LCQ is gonna be killer.
We'll definitely
We'll
get
get
to that
that
soon.
Get to
But
that later in the show.
I was like, maybe I should go. I looked at LCQ, I was like, you know what? I can't really afford it anyway, and the people there.
Yeah, LCQ is going to be one of the most stacked brackets of this year.
Like that's the definition of death pool, man. It is a bloodbath. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, but I mean, at least we'll have really hype matches to watch. So.
I hope most of them get on stream.
Apparently, they said every match is going to be streamed. At
That's
least, yeah, the main event.
Oh.
Yeah, that's for Worlds on Saturday, the 16-player bracket. For LCQ, things are still kind of up in the air of what's happening, but hopefully we can find out soon. I'm sure with the Jabali this time helping them out, we're in good hands. Also, DC is running the actual stream, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a lot. Hopefully, he'll be able to make it a better experience than last year for the viewers.
Well, my experience of the Worlds last year was using Wi-Fi in a car down to Summer Jam, actually. So I'm not too sure how it was last year.
I mean, I was there, so I wasn't really watching it on streams. I just heard.
It was kind of like how all of us are down CEO, but we didn't know that there was a lot of stream issues, mostly because the internet at the venue is kind of spotty. But that was happening with every game, not just Pokken. Like the Smash stream, the Street Fighter stream, all the streams just had like a problem with that, and it's just something that like if you're there, you don't experience it. Like again, watching something on stream and being at the event are two completely different experiences. Even just straight up watching the game.
Oh, definitely. And well, speaking of that, might as well just jump right in to our first topic of experiences at events. So, Summer Jam 2017.
All right, since I was there, I'm probably
you were there.
All right, so
I'll just introduce this to us.
So not only was I there, I also actually helped see the event a little bit. So I will also give you insight from sort of the background perspective. I actually did write this up on Pokken Arena, and I didn't actually bring that up. I kind of want to see if I can nab that.
Pull it up as well. I was reading it.
Oh, do you need that?
Yeah.
I have that link open. I can probably find it.
Oh, you actually have it? I'll just put it in the chat, and
our
our chat, and actually no, put it in the Twitch chat too. Maybe they'll see it too.
Will I get banned for posting a link in your chat?
No, Pokken Arena links are fine.
Yeah. All right. So
it's in the chat.
Mostly, there was a decent amount of criticism about the event, and it's usually your typical, those kinds of events run by those kinds of people. The criticism seems to be about the same between all of them. I don't want to kind of bring up past things, but I'll just talk about Summer Jam and that moving forward. After what happened at Winter Brawl, I actually talked to Apple Boom about offering to do some seating adjustment, and he said, that's fine. You're kind of more in person in the community, going to other events. I'll give you your hand in it. So I was like, yeah, sure. And after seating the event, there are a couple of things that I'll take blame on, and I'll go with these first. A lot of them was the Broccoli Twixie being in the same pool, and DJ Whitey and Madluck being in the same pool. That was entirely my fault. Mostly because they play each other pretty frequently in other majors that I kind of had a little oversight on. In fact, DJ Whitey and Broccoli are both third seed in their pool, so if I took a look on it a little harder, I probably would have just swapped the two of them and would have basically been fine. But I'll take responsibility on that one. Everything else was fine, but then there were a couple other things that I saw that people said that they brought specific things ahead. And again, I have my post here, but I'll elaborate further. Someone said that Ross and Ryu and Every Damn Day being a very early match on stream denoted bad seeding. The answer to that is Every Damn Day entered the tournament on site, so there is no seeding, and he just happened to be placed against Ross and Ryu first round. Since Ross and Ryu's first seed, he had a bye first round, so Every Damn Day would basically play him first based on empty slots. It sucks that that kind of high caliber match happened round one of the tournament in their pool, but as is, that's what happens when people register on site. The Roxo Coach Steve match happening off stream is just kind of sad. They were perfectly fine seated where they were. It's just that I forget who Coach Steve lost to in winners. I think it was Soul Guitarist. And Roxo lost his first round to Ash Greninja, which was probably the biggest upset in the entire tournament of Summer Jam. So because the tournament was starting a little late, which I'll elaborate after I'm done. We couldn't put that on stream. Otherwise, that match would have been on stream easy. We would have just knocked someone else off, like, yeah, Roxo Coach Steve happened right here. But even talking with Zarek, we're just kind of like, we're running behind. We can't do this. And then probably the most heinous of them all was the round one Cloud Sundula. So,
oh man, I feel like that happens everywhere they go. Oh, you're right over there.
So,
I think we lost Shippo.
I think he might have unplugged his mic.
that was my bad. I unplugged my own headset.
Yeah, I was right.
Oh, okay.
So Cloud Sundula, everyone knows they're like the pair. They're the inseparable people of the event. And what I think happened, based on how the results are and were, Cloud was originally seed 4 in the pool with Oreo and Suicune Master, while Dula was currently seed 4 of his own pool. However, I think someone swapped Sandman and Cloud, not realizing that Cloud and Sundula are basically like attached at the hip. So I'm pretty sure this was an adjustment not on Apple Boom's part, but on the Big E, like as a bit like the Big E TOs were doing modifications after people said, "Hey, I shouldn't be here. I should be here." Because I'm pretty sure me and Apple Boom would not do that, and it wasn't planned. So that one was, I have no idea what happened with that one. That was out of our hands. I'll speed forward now that that's all over. So one of the other bigger issues at the event was the setups. As of the tournament we were in playing, 2v2 on Friday, there was 2 full setups, so 4 systems altogether. And that's how we're playing doubles. We didn't get the stream, unfortunately. Kind of bumped at that, but it is what it is.
What can you do?
What can you do? I was happy that our pools were starting at 5 or 6 o'clock on Saturday. It gave us all day to just kind of chillax, hang out, and de-stress. But come closer to the event, we come down to the venue to get those last-minute matches in and get ready for Wave 1 pools. We all discover, everyone that isn't the TO team, Apple Boom's team, discover that they don't have enough setups. Apparently their setups are quote-unquote in storage. So we get asked for everyone who's there to bring down our setups to the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So we bring our setups down. I'm kind of like, I can't say I'm surprised, but I wish it didn't happen. But
I mean,
we
this has kind of happened at every Big E event to some degree, where there's like 3 setups at most, and then everything else is brought in by the players.
Winter Brawl was done fine though. I think it was.
That's the only one I didn't go to.
Winter Brawl was done fine. Final round had a big problem with that one, and we all know Scats' whole thing on that one. His whole take on it. I'm not going to dive into that. That's way in the past. But
it's a different topic.
That's a whole different story. So We come down with these setups, and then we look at the stream setup. And while I think it looks like it was Roxo setting up the stream setup, since he had the Pro controller, he's able to start it. We realized that the discs are bad on those two systems. They're both having the disc read error. We use our discs and they work fine. So Zarek has basically, I think, gets money from Big E to go to a GameStop and just pick up Pokken discs to bring for those two setups. This man's gone for about half an hour. Now, that's not that bad, but it's the bad part is the look that the TOs presented. Zarek did his job, which means, but he was gone, so we had no active TO locally except Apple Boom, since the three TOs were Apple Boom and Zarek. The thing was that Apple Boom planned this out that Zarek could basically run the physically run the event, not like pre-setup, but like actually let's get things started, call matches, do all that, which is fine if this emergency didn't happen. Because this emergency happened, Apple Boom still continued to play in Soul Calibur and Arms bracket. Now, I'm not saying he's not allowed to do that. In fact, if he had like one or two of the people as part of his TO team, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But it left a very sour taste in everyone's mouth that Apple Boom was basically playing Soul Calibur while we're here trying to figure out how to get all the setups ready for the tournament to start. And that was the biggest flack that everyone can agree with, since everyone's just looking at this going ahead. I didn't mean to put it on blast. It's not a terrible thing to do, but because there was an emergency happening on, it was just a bad look. We eventually got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete setups, 2 per pool, 1 stream setup, and we could have used more. More matches may have been on stream because of it, because we wouldn't have had a lot of things behind, or we wouldn't have thrown things on stream that shouldn't have been. But I digress. That's all in the past now. And another thing that I want to say as well was that I got approached and I talked to some people about some other problems, was the commentary about Summer Jam. Is that a lot of people I know kept that Summer Jam commentary on mute. And they were either too loud or too memey or too hype or just not pleasant to listen to for extended period of time, was more or less what they kind of all gave me. And it's just sort of,
I read a lot of comments about that as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem. I mean, like, if people are watching your stream for your game and not listening to the commentary, like,
it's been a long-standing issue in Pokken sort of events where people do not like the commentary. I know a lot of people bring this up at many events. There are many good commentators. That's not what I'm saying. It's often, though, it's like there's a sense of commentators in Pokken tend to be more about, or at least in Tri-State, tend to be a lot like hype. They very much try and hype up the match and sort of be like an entertainer in a sense. Well, maybe less of like sort of commentating the actual match is what I've noticed, at least.
Like, it's like hype is fine. Like you have your DJ Whitey White, Uchi, and your Frankie Sisto, and they're like the the loud ones. But the problem is at major events, putting two of them together can be a little overbearing. Putting, let's say your only analysis in Tri-State is really myself and Every Damn Day, and Burnside, but Burnside wasn't there, so it was basically me and Ed. But
just completely forgotten. Only one event. It's crazy.
I mean, we would have all said McDareth as a commentator, but you were down over at SmashCon.
Fair enough.
You do have a very pleasant voice for commentary. No, pretty good.
I think with me, I'm like the polar opposite. And I saw this as a feedback one time. Was like, of my commentary, if everyone was like me, it'd be boring. Which, like, yeah, I can understand. I can understand that. I'm not the person bringing hype to it. I'm kind of just discussing it as I see how I think it should be in matches, and I just like, I like discussing like the little interactions and things, but then I sit on it for too long. So it's like the opposite.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of people have different styles of commentary. It's just a problem arises when we have a bunch of people of sort of a very similar style, and only them for the most part. And there's not a ton we as a community can do about that, except I guess try and make sure our feedback is heard by the commentator, people doing the commentary, and make sure that they hope that they can improve, I guess. Do you have anything to say about this, Slip? Were you watching Summer Jam with audio on or off?
I mean, I had it on, but I was watching it on and off. I mean, overall, from a outsider perspective, it was pretty hyped to watch. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about it. I don't know about the internal struggles. You guys went over that already, so yeah.
All right. I don't want to dive too much on that one topic, mostly because it's not supposed to be a complete controversial podcast. No. That's really the only event we're talking about on the regional updates that has controversy on it. So it was interesting. So I guess it's all downhill from here. But I kind of do want to move.
That's definitely been the talk of the town.
Yeah.
So it's been a pretty heated thing from what I've seen. So it's fine to bring it up and just go over it.
What did you think of Defend the North then? Because that was pretty recent too, Shippo.
Nice.
I'm sure you have a lot.
Congratulations on winning that, by the way.
Thank you. So are you asking my opinion on that, or you're asking generally between the four of you, how do you guys enjoy Defend the North as an event?
Yeah, because I don't know. When I was watching Defend the North, I was at the Summer of Play thing, so I mean it was really fun to watch for me because I was waiting in line.
Oh, neat. I guess. Well, besides me winning the event, which is kind of an upset, I guess. I don't want to.
It's only your first big event win,
I guess.
It's kind of a big deal.
More or less.
Kind of more.
To be fair, going back on it, I'm more surprised I beat Catfight than anyone else in that entire tournament.
Really?
Because I have never beaten Catfight in tournament before, ever. Not even come close. I have never come close to going against Catfight.
Not even at any wins or hitbox arenas or anything.
No, that was the first. Literally, as soon as I beat Catfight, I just had it in me. I'm just like, I won this tournament.
Alright.
Anyway, besides me, White Chocolate also did really well this event that no one was expecting him to even make it out of the pools.
He went. Yeah, that was a big sort of unexpected show from him. No one was expecting him, and all of a sudden he's in top 8. So what was his? Let me just pull up the bracket for Defend the North real quick.
This is also the second time Whitey White has beaten Suicune Master.
That is true. He beat it a final round as well. No.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
final round.
Okay. Yes. He got very close at NEC, I remember, and then it was.
You mean Winter Brawl? I don't think Suicune Master was in NEC. He had to cancel last minute.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
I was the one who was
Winter
Brawl.
Winter Brawl. You're right, Winter Brawl. But yeah, he almost lost there, and then him losing to Whitey White again. I don't know. That was a big upset.
Yeah, because I think it proved more that Whitey White didn't win by sheer luck.
Yeah, it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing it once, you're like, maybe it was his off day. Second, but that's twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Not even win-loss-win. That was just straight win-win.
Yeah. No one else.
So I'm curious.
Who was been able to beat him twice in a row?
Who was in Slippingbug? I'm sorry, Slip. Who was in Suicune Masters pool at Summer Jam? Who did he lose to?
He lost to Oreo and
Sandman.
Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman kind of
he lost to Sandman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That actually surprised me. I wasn't sure who it was. I didn't think it'd be Sandman, but okay.
Yeah.
So go on.
Yeah. So yeah, there was actually a problem with the Smash GG bracket, and it showed Raydell Empire, but it was actually Sandman. That yeah, he made it out of his pool on winner's side. He upset. Who did he upset? He upset Suicune Master, and did he upset Oreo too? He did, right?
No, Sandman beat Oreo, yeah, but
Yeah.
Oreo has problems with that matchup.
It's a hard matchup for Mewtwo.
Even
Couldn't you go back to Suicune though?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I don't know
think
how
Oreo's
much
like switched
Oreo's
at
played
this
that.
point.
The thing
Yeah,
is
he
that
hasn't played that in a while.
the thing why Oreo probably didn't switch was that I was actually commentating this and talking about it, is that he wasn't abusing the fact that he's Charizard in that matchup. Especially in Field Phase, Charizard can just jump glide and toss fireballs out, and Mewtwo has nothing to do besides jump JY. Like, all Mewtwo can do. And even then, that's like, what? Pitiful damage? But Sandman wasn't doing that at all. Like, Sandman was just getting in his face the entire time, and so I guess Oreo decided that he'll try to do a lot of things to kind of challenge his quote-unquote YOLO approaches, is how to kind of look at it. But Oreo did a couple of trades that weren't in his favor, like the Scythe Strike against because he didn't Fire Punch on Wake Up. He did a lot of Fire Blitzes on Wake Up, which stopped a lot of that. And because it does a lot of damage, that trade's not worth it in Oreo's favor. So it just happened over and over again, and it just added up to the point that he just lost.
Yeah, I mean, Charizard, he has a really good range as well. So, like, I tried playing that matchup with Mewtwo, and it's not fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear that's sort of one of Mewtwo's only not great matchups.
Yeah, the other one would probably be like Chandelure.
Mm-hmm. So I've one thing to quick say about Sandman's play. If you think it's like you shouldn't, no one should say that it's like random. You know, that he's like a random Zard or anything at this point, because I mean, this is what, his third top 8.
Yeah. Yeah, like I would make that
he's
joke.
Overly aggressive is what it is, and the fact is everyone plays scared, because when you have a giant, fire dragon lizard in your face that can do insane amounts of damage, you're gonna get scared. And he doesn't seem like he has a lot of Pokken knowledge as he does fighting game knowledge, and he's applying his. Because I was watching him play Soul Calibur, and it was almost exactly the same way. Is that he just plays big beefy characters that intimidate you, and then just kind of get in your face and make you play scared, and plays the mind game in and of itself. In fact, you want to see very similar play style, see Obscure. Him and Obscure play basically the same style with 2 different characters. They kind of force this mind game on you, and you basically, they control your emotions, they control your how you play based on just intimidation, and it works.
Yeah. And another thing to like point out, I was gonna say that like between like Sandman and like the regular Charizards that you're used to seeing, like the styles are very different. So like whenever you like fight Sandman, he'll do a lot of different things that you might not expect. Same thing with Obscure. They all have like really different styles from like the norm, and I think that's like something that everyone should look out for when they're fighting someone. Because like I've also been told like my Libre is like really different from all the other ones. So like when they fight mine, they're like they expect to get Electro Web like every time, so they like take 300 damage when they wake up because they're always expecting the web.
If I had a jar for every time someone told me like your Shadow Mewtwo isn't just Vortex, like back in 1.2 or whatever when it was, spamming. But yeah, no, people don't take into account like their own, like when people have their own sort of style. I think a lot of people are kind of quick to just say like, oh, that's just random. Like you're just kind of playing random.
Oh, I didn't want to put him in that light because I definitely lost him at Winter Brawl, but it's just like it seems like it's one of the things that I didn't think Suicune Master would kind of thing. That's where the surprise is.
It's calculated random.
There's a
so is that really random though? If it's calculated?
Calculated random. I have a story sort of about that. At World, was it Worlds? No, it was had to have been NEC. When I was staying with Alistair in the hotel room, I think it was like the night of the sleep stream. He told us like about how he once had a conversation with Puddishin, and how Puddishin told him that when he's not sure what to do for like Oki, he'll just look at the clock and like based on the digit, we'll decide what to do. So if it was like 2, he'll grab. If it's like 6, fill 6x or something. Like it's something crazy like that. So yeah, calculated random.
All right. So I guess we'll move on to
The World Championships.
Yeah.
Well, there's also DreamHack Atlanta. We can go over that.
Oh yeah.
Ouroboros took DreamHack Atlanta. Was it Zach he fought in grand finals, or did Zach lose in losers finals? Oh, him and Zach fought Captain Zach. If anyone's wondering, him and Zach fought in winners
Captain
finals.
Zach?
Yes.
Who's Captain Zach using this game?
Chandelier.
Of course.
So him and Zach fought in winners finals, and then I believe Zach lost losers finals. I can't remember who it was, and then Oro beat that person to win. Also, Ross played as well. People that don't remember that Ross. So there was, if you remember the early days of Pokken, there was two DMG Ross and DMG Zach were like really high up in like rankings. Those were Ross and Captain Zach.
If you've
Really?
if you played online, you probably would have crossed paths with them at one point. Was this the DreamHack that was not actually announced?
Yeah.
That had Pokken?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, that was an interesting event. We never ended up getting back from Jabali or Mr. Wiz about whether or not that event had the cash bonus, 1K cash bonus, and then it was never even announced to be there officially. Last we heard, it was still sort of under discussion whether or not it would show up there, and also at DreamHack Denver, which we also don't know. So it just kind of 2 days beforehand was like, oh, Pokken is there as a side event. Do we know if there's money? No one knows.
Was there money in Atlanta?
I don't believe, no, there wasn't a 1K.
I don't think so.
It did not get an EVO 1K pop bonus. We'll get to those a little later.
The only other thing is the DX stations have been traveling around with Nintendo Summer of Play.
Oh, yeah.
Buzz here, Slip, you've already played. So what do you think so far of DX?
DX is looking to be really good. The new characters are really fun. All the supports are, a lot of them got buffs, so they're a lot more viable. So we'll probably see a lot of new supports being used. I didn't get to try the 3v3 mode. It was a demo build.
So what was accessible in the demo?
Yeah, it was just a single screen mode. Like player 2 had to use like reverse inputs to move around.
Okay. So it wasn't, what was that, EVO? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, EVO I think was actually like more of the full game.
Yeah, that might have actually been like the game itself. Because I think, there were some screens some people claim to have seen that were not present in any of the demo builds. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Was the EVO build LAN, or was that still single screen?
That was not single screen.
Yeah, I think that's where the picture with that of the LAN, what we think is the LAN menu that had that like something battle arena came from.
Oh,
fixed stage arena or something.
Yeah, fixed stage battle arena. Yeah.
I really wish it not care. I'm not stage select, but like everything becomes stadium, so we can get different music and scenery. I'm kind of tired of seeing Ferrum Stadium. I'm tired of hearing.
That's
what
I'm saying. Like I get it. Like every time I hear Ferrum Stadium, like that makes me think of competitive Pokken, but I hear it so much now. Like
I mean,
I think
it's
about
become
it.
white noise. I don't hear it anymore.
Like watching Defend the, like think about a new person watching Defend the North, right? You sit there and you watch a 7-hour stream. You see the same stage, hear the same song for 7 hours. It's like
thank you for you and Apple Boom for choosing random.
Oh my god, we kind of did it. He wanted me to do random characters and was giving me like the this like kind of the wiggle eyebrow like he's trying to do it. And I went back once. I did random stage and he went okay. So I mean we just did it because we wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit. And of course we got Reggie Ruins twice.
It's an alright stage.
Yeah, it's all right, but it's like, man, let's get some new scenery. Let's get the same new scenery twice in a row.
That's
I
why.
mean, it was Haunted House, then 2 Reggie Ruins.
Yep.
But you got
I'm a
Dragon's
fan.
Nest though.
I'm a fan of random stages, or just more than stadium.
Yeah, so
I
I really hope that fixed battle arena option is something, because it's new. We'll see what it is eventually, but
you know. Sorry, continue.
I was gonna say, if we do actually get stage select and people are talking about like these rules for counterpicking and stuff, I think it honestly just be first stage is always stadium regardless, and then next stage you have like 3 or 4 good stages that you can just counterpick to, and that's really it. Like, it's just loser just picks. There's no banning. It's just straight up pick this, pick that.
I think
Make it super simple.
I think having like a list of stages that are stadium size, of like a 3 or something that you can pick between, over than always stadium, is I really think that every time you come to a stream, you see this stage. I think it's I mean, it's probably not that big a deal, but to me, it's just like I feel like this isn't helping us.
Yeah, I agree. Having, finally being sort of on the viewer side of a bunch of events recently instead of actually being there, it's definitely having different music and different sceneries. It just really adds to a viewer experience. One thing I want to note though is a while ago, the Pokemon Company's own DC was in the Pokken Discord at one point, and like right after DX was announced, I think, or it was kind of after that, a little after it. He said that because he's probably played. I imagine he knows everything that's in that game at this point. He said that the fans have been listened to. Like a lot of the complaints have been addressed, and I know one of the biggest complaints is stadium only. So
Yeah, that and training mode. We can all pray.
yeah, oh god, please training mode be good.
That's so weird to me because like from somewhat Smash labbing and practicing, I'm just used to just here's a character, you can adjust the percent, that's it. So in Pokemon, it's like, oh, I can reset and do all. Oh, this is nice. Everyone's like, this isn't enough.
Like, sure, it's better than Smash, but that's not a great bar to set.
No, that's a good
low
point.
bar.
That's a good point. The Smash one is actually bare bones.
Yeah.
I was excited when you could reset it and have it do actions, but then I realized it didn't have a lot of actions that worked well. Kind of missing a lot of things.
Kind of go back a track a little bit. We're talking about the new
Oh,
DX
sure.
stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's 2 summer plays left, according to my knowledge. I think. There's one in Brooklyn this weekend, and that's over by the Dumbo area. And then there's the one the weekend after in the King of Prussia Mall, I believe, which is that weekend, which is in Pennsylvania. It's actually the same town as the NEC. It's like 5 minutes from where NEC was. So if you're in the area and you want to go see DX for those last 2 weeks, if you're in New York or by King of Prussia, go ahead and go check those out, because then you can get a hands-on for those characters yourself. Before it was in like Delaware and Texas. I think it was also in Florida too.
Yeah.
Wait, it was
Florida.
in Delaware?
It was in Delaware, I think. Yeah. No, it was Maryland, not Delaware. My apologies.
Even still, they've all been at least close enough to drive. I did not know it was in Maryland. So the one in King of Prussia is interesting. It's actually closer than the one in Brooklyn, so I can't make that. I might try for the one there.
All right, go for it.
Right. Also, speaking of DX, it will probably be at Worlds this weekend, so I will be able to try it out along with all the other players coming. So, like, hopefully it's like a full build where we'll have like the land mode. We'll get to test that out.
I would imagine it's going to be sort of similar to the EVO build.
Yeah.
Because, it just seems like something like Pokemon will try and make the people, give the people at the actual event, something special. So,
Hopefully they
yeah.
will.
So, I don't know.
And speaking of Worlds, you guys want to talk about the LCQ? How
Yes.
it's
Yes.
gonna go down?
Big segue.
that-
Look at that. Segway
gonna.
master.
So you are sitting very comfortably in your guaranteed world spot, so you can spend all of Friday chilling out in your hotel room or chilling out at the venue, saying, "Hey, I don't gotta play you."
Yeah,
So, like, people get
I'll probably be playing Pokken DX on Friday, hopefully.
But yeah, for everyone who's going to LCQ, good luck. Like that's probably the hardest bracket of Pokken history.
Well, it's gonna be probably 4 brackets, I think. If it's gonna be
No,
anything like
I thought it was just one
faster.
straight.
Is it?
No, I thought
Has that been?
it was 4, and it's the winner of each. That's what I thought.
Yeah, because that's how it worked last year. Was it was like a bunch of different smaller ones? Because last year
Well,
it was like 12.
if it's one
different
big
people.
death bracket, then that means 2 winner semi. Everyone in winner semis is going on to Worlds.
Oh, wait, Combo is saying that it's confirmed to be one big bracket.
Oh, it's one big bracket. Okay, thank you, Combo. Well, that's gonna be crazy.
Is it
let's
single
see.
limb bracket or double limb bracket?
It's gonna be double them. It has to be double them. That's not like a. Jabali
Yeah.
wouldn't do a single in bracket. There's no way. I refuse to believe that. And you know, the last year was also double limb, so there's that.
I actually have the
Yeah.
list of people pulled up that are going. Do you want me
Yes.
to go over those players?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Did I
so
put that in the chat? I can put that in the chat for you guys real quick.
Wait,
Alright.
hold on. Let me do that because you'll actually get timed out for that.
No, I meant
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you're good.
talking
I was gonna
about
put it in
chat.
stream
I was gonna
chat,
put it in.
Yeah,
you can do that. Go ahead.
I put it in. You're good.
All right, cool.
all right, so I'll go.
Right?
Yeah, Pentau's list.
Shout out.
So yeah, shout outs to Pentau for collecting these people and having a description for them. I'll go over them real quick. So from Utah, we have Cool Jake, who is Utah's #1 player. We have Peachy, who is a aspiring League player in that region. We have Utah from Utah, who plays Gardevoir, and apparently he is willing to hit on any girls in sight, according to this description.
Okay.
We have Sir Salty, who is a memer, and we have Storm, who gives Peachy rides to locals. So yeah, that's Utah. From Arizona, we have Quiet, who is the former admin of Pokken Arena. He helps around with community efforts in the Pokken community. We have H2, who is... I'm not sure how that's going to work. I think
I'm pretty sure he
I don't-
can.
he's-
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
Pretty
can.
sure
Yeah,
play.
no, he
Yeah.
can't do that. He has to commentate.
Yeah, he's probably going to be commentating, but everybody knows H2. He's the commentator from our community that will be commentating the World Championships.
Yeah, I don't know if we should go through all these people because there's a lot of them.
I mean, I guess we can just run down the list quickly. Like,
Yeah.
NorCal has
Yeah.
Fang, Shaman, Vuvo, Alistair, and Bad Intent.
Mhm.
Texas has Bolamar. Japan has is it SKI or Sky?
I think it's...
It's
yeah, I have no idea.
SK. It's SK, I think.
Yeah.
SK, I think.
Sukichu, Uho,
S-
Sasafune, Azazel, and Tono, and
There's also this like 2 12-year-olds or something who qualified to get like a free trip to the LCQ. One of them is actually a pretty solid Mewtwo, and the other one is about what you would expect for like a kid who just sort of picked up the game. So
so I don't know about TJ going, but I definitely know Thanks Wallet is going.
Yeah, he's going.
After
How will
seeing a
they misspell
suitcase
his name
full
this
of
time?
that was probably the most inconsistent thing of all of CEO was every time Thanks Wallet was on stream, it was always different. It was never the same.
never the same name twice with that man.
So SoCal is Jaming and Fosh.
Mhm.
I'm mad Pentau used his pre-tag. And then you also have your Wednesday Night Fights regulars: Angbad, Nightshade, Tronzilla, Goken, Respect, Super Turbo Ryan, Sid Fox, Wondershev, Some Person, Wizards, Serpentris, Forest, J Nero, and Junipero, or Rocks. And then, of course, Pentau. And everyone else we know is qualified. Maikuki, Ito, Apollo, Mesa, Fabulous, X Absoluted, Elm, and Gorison. And Suicune Master, Thulius, Rasen Ryu, and some random Libre who's on our podcast.
Yeah.
Some scrub.
Oh,
Alright.
these
God,
lists
man,
for everyone going to LCQ or Worlds, technically the last 12, or everyone who qualified.
Yeah,
We just wanted to ram through them. We didn't have enough time to just run through each individual person.
just looking
Yeah.
at the Japanese side, it's like
So-
only 4 people make it. You have Sasafune, Azazel, and Tonosoma. Like,
That's gonna be crazy. Like, and this is including maybe anyone not on Pento's list, any hidden bosses that just show up out of nowhere, like All-Nine Warriors that go up and get a quick win or something. Like no one knows. There's so many people we don't know.
I can confirm Nona Tri-State is going, mostly
Yep.
because it's an expensive flight.
yeah.
I mean, if Oreo or Roxo made 4th, maybe we would have made the effort to go out to that more or less as a supporting thing. But without that, it's just a lot of investment to go out for all of us.
Oh, Roxo is saying that he's going, and he's confirmed.
Oh, Roxo's
What?
going?
Oh no, now he's
He's
saying
going?
no. Okay,
What?
Roxo.
Oh,
Okay. Chat, don't do this to us.
I
You're
just
trolling
like,
us.
I was like, oh, we got a scoop. No, we don't.
I
Okay,
cannot confirm if Cloud is going to make that last minute trip out there like he usually does. Like
Oh,
this
Cloud
man
and Sandula might just, like-
made a 1-day trip to EVO for Pokken.
Yo, that was nuts. He just showed up. He was like, "Hey, I'm at Evo now."
He legit came in that Saturday morning to play, and then that Friday morning, and then we're like, "What if you make dates or Saturday?" Yeah, Friday. We're like, "What if you make day 2?" He's like, "I'll just get a new flight." Yo, the man's a legend. Anyway,
So wild. I mean, it's Cloud and Sandula. They went to California for literally just Wednesday night fights.
oh
Nothing
yeah.
else. It was like,
They both have very comfortable jobs. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well,
I
man.
just keep
How are they
looking
gonna-
at this of like people who normally play so well from the U.S. alone, like Wizards, Bad Intent, Bolamar, Alistair. Like, how are you gonna seed all these players and then also have second place Worlds last year, first place Evo last year from Japan, Sasafune as well, and like thanks to a lot that's super well at CEO, he's in this too. We're just like, this is gonna be insane.
So one thing I noticed, Potention's not going.
Yeah, I heard he's a Dissidia pro now.
Oh, good for him. I know he was kind of falling off Pokken a little bit around the time of the Tush Inside 2v2 qualifier. That Apollo and Meza had qualified from. Like he was saying, he was like all washed up because he hasn't really played recently. He was getting carried. Those are his words. So yeah, he's not. He just kind of has fallen off from Pokken a little bit. It's unfortunate. Might get back in with DX though. So many people like that. Let's see. So who do you guys think are gonna make it out? I'm gonna force you guys to make predictions.
I really wish we had the bracket so you could like.
Yeah, if we had a bracket, that'd be nice.
Ooh, someone's mic's
Just pure
having a fit.
speculation.
Your mic was going a little crazy there, Mins.
Sorry. Is it all right now?
No.
This man turned into Robot Mewtwo.
But yeah, I'll go first with predictions. So I'm pretty sure Tonosama will make it out. I think Zezel will make it out depending on his bracket. So Machamp does have quite a few struggling matchups, so we'll see how his bracket goes. I think Sasahune is probably going to make it out because nobody here knows the Gengar matchup as well as they should. The other three, Uho's a pretty solid Libre player. He actually beat Potechin at one of the qualifiers, so like he definitely knows his stuff. And then the other two are like wild cards, so we'll see how that goes.
I think Alistair might be able to make it out.
Bad
I
Intent as well.
Yeah, I put some stuff on Bad Intent. Who else we got that I can probably throw it in? Just looking here. Honestly, thanks. Well, also has a chance of making out too. The man just has a very. He has a very well, him and TJ both have the same style of Sceptile, and that could, depending on the bracket, that can overwhelm someone, and they could probably one of them could probably make it out. Going through again, Sasafune, Azazel, Tona, definitely. Balamar, I have not seen Balamar play lately. Oh wait, I didn't know. I saw him at CEO, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
at CEO.
How do you do?
He beat Rosin in winners, and then Rosin took him out in losers.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't make it out of this pool. Is
Oh,
my
Yeah.
mic okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Balamar and Wizards are very strong Lucarios who have a pretty good shot, I think.
Mm-hmm. The thing with Balamar is, though, if he does make it out of LCQ, he's gonna have to choose between Pokken and is it VGC that he plays?
Yes.
Yes.
But he already told me that he's gonna go with Pokken if he makes it out.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's so weird to me they force you to pick. I'm like,
yeah, it's scummy.
I think it's because it runs at the same time.
It does, but I feel like they could make it work because you can. I'm pretty sure you can do both TCG and VGC.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
Yeah, you can only pick one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so
Stand
odd to
corrected.
me that like they force you into a situation where you only have one.
Yeah.
I guess too many people would be doing both VGC and TCG if that wasn't the case, and then like with the way they run their brackets, where it's everyone is playing at once,
Yeah.
in Swiss style, it just wouldn't work. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Pokken would be a lot easier to do, like incorporate one of the other
Little
ones in. Yeah.
yeah, mostly just because we're not doing Swiss brackets.
Mhm.
Um,
There's also there's like open TCG and VGC brackets that's open to like the public. It's like
yeah.
basically a regional. It's called the
Oh.
Anaheim Open. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I would
there's that
have
also
loved to
going.
go to that.
That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Okay. So
There's also like tons of side events too for like everything.
Oh, and also, so they recently announced the rules and like prize structure for the next VGC and TCG season. So,
Yeah.
we can only hope that season 3 or the next season for Pokken is announced at Worlds maybe. And there's some speculation that I've seen on that happening.
What I think is going to happen, my theory is that it's going to end up being the same as what happened this year. Is we're going to have to wait till March again, and then it's going to be a very
please.
like still a small one again, and it's going to be like, oh, 2 months it starts.
I can't deal with that
Can't
again.
do
Like
that again.
like I've heard for Alpha Zealot, I've heard from Bifu that he was upset that Pokken didn't get as many people like last year. Like weren't enough events going on for Pokken. But then it's like this year they did even less. It's like please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the problem with season 1 was that all the events were too close together.
Mhm.
And you'd have to travel like every week if you wanted to.
Yeah,
like,
it was nuts.
I mean, if you're really thinking about it, they're not designed for you to go to every event. They're designed for you to win your region's event. You're not like they don't expect you as a person to go to like all the dream hacks and all of like the other events and CEO and all of these, because
Well,
usually for a lot of like TCG players, they'll go to the ones that they can drive to. They won't fly to an event. Like the furthest, like I play TCG in the area, the furthest that our people would drive to is like Columbus. That's making like a huge trip out of it. They'll just go to the regionals in their area. Like there was regionals in Madison, and no one from our area went to Madison because that's a drive. But be it an FGC event, everyone been like, "Yo, let's fly out, let's go to this one," and then next week we'll be like, "Yeah, let's go to the DreamHack, let's go to this." That's just something I don't see in the other ones, probably because either they're big enough that they can sustain themselves in that own individual region, or it's just that because I guess they have a small local scene that they can keep. They can just go to the events they want to qualify and just hope for the best. It's just something I see in like TCG stuff. Not even just Pokemon, but even things like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that had the same mentality. But they'll only qualify in things in their immediate area, and they won't fly out to like events to like qualify somewhere else. But like for Pokken, people did.
Yeah,
There's a lot more
I also-
events though for card for like TCG and VGC events versus the Pokken ones. I'm pretty sure, because like you can only get any points for last year's system. You can only get any points at like the what was it, like 6 specific events. And
yeah,
they weren't super well
Oh,
placed throughout the world.
That's right, because TCG and VGC events have their like the only equivalent I can put it is that imagine if Hidden Boss had a point system that would actually count towards Worlds. And what are the other monthlies around the country? Not weeklies, but like monthlies.
Oh, there's a bunch. Well, let's just stick with Tri-Stick because that's all I know. So like
Imagine if like Inferno and Hidden
Inferno,
Boss and
Boss.
Alistair stuff.
Overheat?
First Attack.
First Attack, yeah.
Attack.
Imagine if those, because they were run by people who like they were official judges, like there are on TCG, that they basically sign up with Pokemon that they can count as points towards Worlds. Not a lot, but like tiny little points. Like they matter. Like they give you league points, which matter in the long run. But it's not like you don't automatically qualify like people who win regional stuff. It's like at the end of the season, the people with the most points will go, but winning a qualifier just auto qualifies you. So you can just like, let's say your first tournament, you get like top 4 at your TCG. You can just stop playing until Worlds and you're qualified.
Mhm.
But like everyone else has to continue playing to get those points, keep playing, and that's I guess is the difference is that Pokken doesn't have the individual small local circuits that
doesn't.
VGC and TCG does to get points. And I think that's why everyone has to travel, is because that's their only way to get points.
Mhm.
But also, like, the system is different because in TCG and VGC, you can just, like, there's a bar that you have to meet. But in Pokken, it was like rankings. Like, only the top 16 could make it. So that kind of, like, forced you to travel a little bit more so you could keep up with the rankings, you know?
Oh, yeah, because...
But in TCG, you can just, like, go... That's why people don't travel as much, because you can just keep, like, getting points and just meeting your goal. But if they do the ranking system, then you have to like compete with each other, which makes it.
Yeah, it was very much like Capcom Pro Tour for us. Where it's
Yeah.
like, you win, you qualify, and otherwise you have to have a set amount of points.
I feel like it's a middle ground between that. It's like everyone who gets over, let's say, 200 points goes. But if you win an event, you get that 200 by default, and you just go.
Yeah, I mean that's how Pokemon, the other events do it, but not Pokken.
Yeah. See, I get. Well, I mean, maybe next year we'll have something different. Maybe if it all goes well in Season 3, maybe Season 4 will have that sort of official TO hosted stuff, like either Fumu's monthlies or Hitbox's monthlies or Zyflare's monthlies that they count to some degree. But that would kind of make it a little weird. But maybe we can see something like that, so we don't have to rely on all these majors and keep flying out to these events, because there are people like look at Utah. Like they have to fly at like everywhere. They can't drive to any event. They're ridiculously far from everyone.
Mm.
Like I mean, like from any big scene. Like I guess the 3 big scenes would be Nebraska, Tri-State, and I guess SoFlo. And because of I feel like outside of those 3 areas, I mean, I guess NorCal too. But outside of those 4 areas, you're kind of boned. I mean, how big is Texas as a local scene? Because isn't it split between 2 areas because Texas is huge? Slip?
Yeah, Texas is split into 4 cities. But we do have some monthlies every now and then. So we all come together and play. So hopefully, like, something like that, if we were, in theory, to get, like, a point system that contributes to something, like, from the Pokemon Company, hopefully something like that could count.
Yeah. It's hard though, because there's not a ton of Pokemon events spread out very well because of just how scenes have sort of formed.
Yeah. Specifically, like, I was thinking like of the Midwest and the question with DreamHack Denver. We could go into talking about like how that's going to play out with the EVO bonuses, because what happened was that Mr. Wiz, he tweeted out, oh, these events are going to get 1K bonuses each, and the events were SoCal Regionals, which is a Day 1 DX tournament, Absolute Battle 8, which is in Texas next weekend, actually. It's an event in the EU. I forget what it's called. I think Revo, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So that one is getting a 1K bonus, and Final Boss is also getting a 1K bonus.
I thought Final Boss was the fan. From my understanding, it was originally 3 DreamHacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was going to be all three DreamHacks, and then it would be like 1 fan vote.
Well, it was 3 DreamHacks, Absolute Battle, because there were supposed to be 10 of them. It's 10,000.
Yeah.
Defend the North, Summer Jam,
The Fall Classic, NEC.
2018.
Then there were supposed to be 2 more. They ended up being a fan vote. It basically ended up being Revo and Final Boss. But originally, people were thinking of sending it over to what's the one near Phoenix?
DreamHack Denver?
No, there was one in Arizona. There was
Rewired.
Rewired. It was supposed to be Rewired, but I think Rewired wasn't confirmed. Like the tournament was not happening, or Pokken was not happening. It was one of the two.
Yeah,
and
the tournament's not happening.
Yeah, so they ended up rerouting it to somewhere else, and I think that's where the Final Boss money ended up to. And then I think one of the DreamHacks dropped out of the money. I think that was DreamHack Atlanta, and I think that one's going to Revo.
Okay.
Or NorCal Regionals, that was the final one.
Or SoCal.
Yeah.
But both NorCal and SoCal Regionals got it. It's just that
now, yeah. And now that it was announced via this, you're getting the money. Also, by the way, it's actually going to be at this event now.
Yeah. I was actually excited to go to Rewired. I have friends down in Arizona that I wanted to go see. Oh well.
Yeah, so let's just outline these future events for people that want to go to them.
Sure.
Okay, so Absolute Battle 8 is coming up next weekend in Dallas, Texas. It has a 1K bonus and a top 8 payout confirmed. It's on Saturday, so if you can make it down, that would be awesome. I think shortly after that is SoCal Regionals, which is a Day 1 DX tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can sign up for that on Smash GG. And then a week after, we have the Fall Classic and Game Tyrant Expo, which are both on the same weekend. I think the Fall Classic, they're not sure if they're going to run DX, but Game Tyrant Expo is confirmed to run DX.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fall Classic is still struggling with the concept of getting enough switches, which is a big problem.
I mean, I have trouble getting a Switch. I would have one by now, but like I can't even get one. The problem with that is you can't get the Switch by itself pre-ordered in a lot of places, or like sort of you have to get like the Switch and like a package that gives an extra $100. And to TOs, they don't care, and they're just gonna wait till they can just get Switches, or it's gonna be a BYO bring your own system event.
Yeah, and I also worry about the bring your own system. With how rare the system is, it feels like that's just people are gonna get them stolen.
Yeah. Fighting game events, FGC events don't have a great they aren't known for being safe for, systems like 3DSs. I know get stolen a lot, like PS Vitas and phones, like those things. So it's very common to hear someone lose them or get stolen at an event.
And the thing is that because you can just take the Switch out and just go, like you don't like you can just casually just take it and dip. So I honestly, for security reasons, I want Pokken to be a bring your own system event because it keeps it safe. Because the TOs, it's just thinking about it, it's a huge liability. They can just basically take the system and yank it and go. Like it's not locked down. You can't you can't lock it. Yeah. Like, you can't just have it there. Like. You have a PS4, you have to unhook everything and leave, and everyone's gonna see you. With like a Switch, you can just take it and not even notice. And I think bring your own system should be fine until we can put an actual lock on these systems.
Yeah, we got to figure out a solution to keep them from getting stolen. Maybe like increased security, just like people watching the non bring your own systems. Like we could have certain monitors for bring your own systems, and then like 2 or 3 setups that are like provided by the TOs, and like have extra security on those.
a neighborhood watch. Like
Well,
we organize it ourselves. And...
the thing I like about Bring Your Own System, it actually introduces the character portrait back they see online a lot. Is because when you use just land mode, it's just new player, no name, newbie trainer, no quote, nothing. You just get the default, and I mean that's kind of something cosmetic, but it was something that, like, when you play online, it's something that's you. It's like you can portray out. You can make some sort of cheeky joke. You can make your character whatever. And because it's your system, it's your character. It's your portrait.
Yeah,
and
I
like that. It's a cool feature. It's I like it.
It also needs to be policed because some people have very odd names. There's someone I know that every time they show up, their name is always terrible. So it has to be policed.
Sorry, I like the chat and like the Peaches thing.
Yeah, I think for like a stream setup, you'd probably have to have dedicated switches to avoid those kind of problems. But
well, maybe you can just.
You can just tell them. Changing the name is pretty fast. You could always just tell them like.
Yeah, it is kind of fast. Sure.
I guess on a stream you would just basically look at the name to make sure it's okay and then play. And if you have a bad name on stream, you probably let's just say you just lose the set and you're just gone. Like, you need to make sure that they don't do that. Like, just DQ them by.
What do VGC do? You have to bring your own DS, right?
Yeah. So the way it works is I actually went to one in Dallas in December. Yeah, so they like check you in. They check if your team is like all good and stuff. And then they call out pairings, and you go to like the number that they assign you to, and then you play the person there. But the difference is that like you have the DS.
Yeah, you have
like in your hand.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if you're playing the game, like. Someone could take your Switch. I don't know. I feel like they can't take your Switch without it like turning off. So like you'll notice them taking it. If you do bring your own system.
You're gonna be in front of your Switch when they take it. Like it's it's like someone taking your phone in front of your face.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, bring your own system. Like it could work. We just have to see how TOs are doing it and like the supply that they have. And then hopefully, like, the Pokemon community come together, they work out a solution usually. So we'll see. We'll have to see, like, I think case by case basis on how tournaments are doing it.
Yeah, something to note. I know a lot of people also say like, oh, TOs could just supply the docks, the Switch docks.
Yeah.
But those are expensive. Those are like $80, like $70.
That's a lot cheaper than a system.
Yeah, I know it's a lot cheaper than a system, but it's like. Going on a little tangent here. There's no need for those to be so expensive. They're just like glorified HDMI adapters. Come on.
Yeah, basically. I mean, all the Switch accessories are a little kind of on the expensive side. Like the system is relatively cheap for being a new system, but the accessories is where they get you.
Like, while it might technically, it is cheaper than a $300 system. It's still like a price barrier that TOs aren't really gonna want to touch in a way. Like, they're not really going to want to have to pay $200 to get enough Switch docks for everyone,
right?
Stream and whatnot. So it's still like a price barrier.
Yeah,
still something to consider.
All right, so I guess that kind of talked about like the DX, like moving forward the DX release, how events are going to run because of it. Like, especially the ones that had the pop bonus that are technically on DX. Like I get like a Fall Classic sort of bounce on that. When is GTX?
It's on September 29th.
Is that gonna do DX?
Yes, it is confirmed to do DX.
Okay. Final Boss is definitely DX. NEC is definitely DX. Revo
is confirmed to be DX.
DX. Yep.
Ooh, that's even better.
Yeah, there's a few North American players going to Revo, correct?
Yeah, in fact, let me actually look. It's me, Uchi, Every Damn Day, Oreo, Roxo, Sandy, and Flegger. I know Flegger is confirmed. I'm not sure about Sandy. But I know a lot of Tri-State is going only because the flight to UK, London, is really cheap out of Newark. Like it's like between $400 to $600.
Oh, really?
About the same price as a flight to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like pay to go to Worlds, pay to go to Revo. And a lot of us are like, let's go to Revo because we want to. Honestly, I'm going more as like a thank you because Angel Darksong came a couple times. A couple other like UK players came out. I know Saberwolf has as well, especially for final round. And we've been so hospitable to them. I want to be like, hey, let's come into your area. I want to see what your area is about. I want to play you guys on your turf, and I want to see how it is. You know, I've never been to London either. I also just got my passport renewed, so I'm all hyped.
That's gonna be fun.
And with
the
this,
EU scene.
Okay. Oh, no, you're good.
All right, the EU scene is one that doesn't get enough spotlight. It's definitely that one's kind of poverty. In a
they
lot
get
of
shafted
ways.
on everything that isn't Counter-Strike.
They really, yeah.
I still think of the regional they had last year was announced like a day before.
It was announced 2 days before. You had 48 hours to get a ticket and go to Sweden for DreamHack. Like DreamHack had announced that it had Pokken like only a week in advance, And then it was 2 days before the actual event where it was like, oh, hey, this is part of the circuit. This is a major. So it had the increased pot bonus, the 10,000, as well as the extra points that pretty much guaranteed you to go to Worlds. And it had about 20 people going to it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, getting a flight from country to country in in the UK, or in the EU isn't as hard as it is getting a flight here in the United States.
True.
But it's still a very big inconvenience, especially for people who work on like the weekend.
Oh, definitely. No, I remember. Apparently, that city where DreamHack is in is not specifically convenient for a lot of people. Is what I remember reading back when that happened. That was fun. Let's not get into all that went wrong in season 1.
Oh,
I can talk about that for days.
Hopefully they'll do better. But looking forward, since we already covered some of this, let's go on to like the upcoming Pokken DX release. So in general, what's everyone's thoughts on like meta changes? Just what you've seen. Oh, one thing before we get into that I'm excited about. So we know for sure from seeing that Mewtwo video that came out that it is a new patch. Like obviously the Decidueye's there, so you can kind of guess it, but we didn't know they're actually going to change other characters. But they gave Mewtwo a just frame on 2XX, and so I thought at first, okay, they buffed Mewtwo. He's the best character. What did they do everyone else? Someone else made a good point that what if that's a nerf? What if it's like his 2XX doesn't launch you unless he just frames it? Because that's actually something, because that move comes from Kazuya and Tekken.
Yep.
And so I know that Plays Tekken told me that in the past, Kazuya on the kick version of Hell Sweep, he had to just frame it to combo it. Otherwise, it just didn't combo. Yeah,
it's possible. I mean, I think the character definitely needs some toning down in some forms. I think a lot of characters, though, sort of need to be brought up to his level at the same time. And I hope they do that. And apparently, just so we don't get yelled at by anyone, apparently this is not the first change that has been confirmed. According to Every Damn Day.
Oh, yeah, I saw this as well.
Weavile, it was Coach Steve had found at EVO that Weavile could use another action outside of after Signal Slash, like Jump Y or Jump X, after using a Signal Slash instead of just doing it twice, which is what the 1.5 patch notes say. So that's technically the first confirmed change of DX. So just to be technically correct here, so we don't get yelled at.
That's the best kind of correct.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get like a day one patch like we did with the Wii U release.
Mm-hmm. I definitely expect something like that too.
Yeah, maybe another Mewtwo health nerf. Who knows?
Bring it down an extra 30.
Why does Suicune have so much health? I still don't understand.
Because he's a giant horse. What do you expect?
Yeah, because Suicune is tanky in the games, I guess.
Is he?
Yeah, he sets up Tailwind and sits there and Calm Minds up.
Let me actually look at his stats. Actually, let's go to Suicune. Let's go to Bulbapedia, and let's look at your stats. Oh God, you're right. Defense and special defense of 115, health of 100. Oh, that's tanky.
Yeah.
All right. Well, stand corrected. Well, then, I don't know.
Do you guys want to talk about the
Poken's...
changes to your characters specifically for DX?
There's a couple of changes in breaks in I'm really happy about. Probably the biggest I'm happy about is that 4Y now breaks grabs.
Yeah.
4Y the golf swing did not break grabs at all in field or dual phase. So if you're doing any sort of the sort and they grabbed you, they just grab you. You turn red and still get grabbed.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Still get grabbed?
Yes.
It didn't even break the grab.
Wait, didn't even tech it?
Nope.
What?
I think it's because the way grabs work in this game, like only the startup frames tech.
No, during any part of it, you can get grabbed out.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get hit by the actual swing itself.
Yeah, they probably programmed it wrong and forgot to include like the grab tech frames.
They think they did because they fixed that in 1.4 actually. So I'm pretty sure that was an actual.
Oh yeah, that's actually the thing about that. That's another big meta change. Air techs finally not being one frame.
Oh,
I thought what the air tags did was they only allowed one input. Oh yes, and that was the reason a lot of people did the one button burst, was to get past that, because one button burst overrides the one button input, and you can still press, even though it is two buttons, you can still press the one button and it counts as one button.
If I remember correctly, it was a little different. It's like the way it buffered, say like a 8x, so like up and X. It would register the up before the X.
Yes.
So you just go into high stance for frame 1, and then it wouldn't actually have anything, you'd get grabbed. But if you were to press them both, that's only if you buffered it. So if you pressed it both at the like frame perfect, right on time, right as you landed, it'd still give you 8x. But you just have to time that really well.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you can time. Like people say, you have to time it, but it's hard. Like when you're under pressure in tournament, yeah. Like sometimes you'll mess it up and then get grabbed, and you're just like, "Oh, why is this in this game right now?" And I think that will relieve a lot of frustrations.
Right, should have said this when I introduced it. For people that don't know, so in Pokken, if you get hit in the air with certain moves, you'll go into like an air reset. So your character will land on the ground, they can't combo you again until you hit the ground, you're invincible. But currently in the game, if that happens and someone tries to grab you, the window to actually press an attack to break that grab goes down to like a frame. Since it doesn't take your inputs for some reason during that animation.
Well, it does take your input. It only takes one input, and directions count as an input. So if you mash 5Y, it'll buffer your 5Y. But if you mash 2Y, it'll only buffer your 2, and you'll just low stance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why people who map one button burst or one button CAs, because it's technically one input, it will do the CA or the burst, even though it is technically two buttons. But because you physically press one button, it takes it as both at the same time. So people did one button macros to get through the air tech, but I'm glad that, well, I'm used to doing it now. It's just instant reaction. But it had helped in the situation that we don't have to rely on one button burst as a remap to get through, like activating your burst upon an air tech situation.
Mm-hmm. I think that's also like a bit of a nerf to some of the more aggressive characters, because it will make that a lot more consistent. You know, just being able to, you no longer have to worry about like, oh, am I going to get this burst on the right frame? It's now you can just mash it out a lot easier. You don't have to worry about timing it or anything. So like Blaziken, I know does that, like that will happen with Blaziken a lot. They'll have a lot of setups for that kind of air tech. Shadow Mewtwo,
there's a lot.
Like a lot of aggressive characters that do that, and so it's a bit of a nerf to them. Like, it's not like a direct one, but it's there.
Well, it's kind of weird because like they both get nerfed by it, and then they also get buffed by it because now other characters that would do that to them, they can now get out of it. So it goes both ways.
But you mean for like a character like Gardevoir, they're not really going to be like pressuring you that much for like a grab after an air shift. So it's not going to affect. It's going to affect them more defensively than offensively.
Well, speaking of actually Gardevoir and going them on changes in 1.5 onward, was that characters with a lot of projectiles, if you grab, they disappear. Now, mechanically, as just a feature, this is a stealth nerf and stealth buff for certain characters. It is a stealth nerf to mechanical nerf to Sceptile because he relied among those unblockable setups and those kind of fear
I am
things.
so happy with this.
However,
I am as well.
That is also mechanical buff to Gengar, who can then throw the giant orb on you and wake up, and then actually grab you, and the orb disappears and creates a fake block string. And this is only existing. And I think this also would be a buff to Gardevoir at the same time. Because they would be in your face to punish it, as opposed to Sceptile, who does it from further away and his grab's a lot longer. So Sceptile gets bodied by it, but Gengar gets a couple of tricks with it. Gardevoir gets a little more can get aggressive grabs in on it instead of unblockable grabs. So I mean, it's slightly nerfing, but it still helps her. It's just that Sceptile just gets bodied by the entire equation.
Shippo, you kind of froze there for a second for me.
Am I good?
No, I still see you fine. But
Okay.
That's just my answer.
So because the minute Sceptile even attempts his Giga Drain, they disappear. And since Giga Drain is takes a lot longer to come out than a regular grab, you can probably do something better to it. Or if he even tries to fake you out, you can 2Y and break the grab. But then because he did it, the traps disappear. But as opposed to Gardevoir and Gengar,
even with the fake out.
Yeah,
even with the fake out grab, the seeds disappear.
Yeah, and that's
so if he cancels it at any point, they're gone. So he can't have that really. He can't guess and still have the seeds out to protect him if he guessed wrong.
Yeah, that's the main issue. Is before, if you tried to punish Giga Drain, sometimes if you placed the seeds well, you would land into the seeds and then get punished. But now you can't do that anymore. Also,
get punished making the right decision.
Yeah, if you look at the seeds, and you can once they disappear, you can use that to react to Giga Drain better as well. So
that's true.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
They disappear instantly as soon as you start the move, and it's it's a lengthy animation. Definitely reactable if you're looking for it.
Does the same thing happen with Shandy and Hex? With Shandy goes for Will-O-Wisp?
No, same thing does not happen. I don't think Shandy. Can Shandy do that?
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't end up being an unblockable setup.
Well, with Shandy's who throw do charge Will-O-Wisp on your wake up, and then you have to block it. They'll just haha grab you, because now if they grab it, it goes away. Does that happen?
I don't think it does.
That would have been a neat thing for Shandy.
What's funny is this happens to Blaziken, which no Blaziken does it anyway. But if you, as Blaziken in field phase, you do jump Y and set a fireball in the air and land, the second you grab it goes away.
But do you think that's because of the phase shift or because?
No. The second I input a grab, it vanishes.
Yeah.
So
he's even if you with the grab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that mechanic's already been. Okay, I didn't know that. Actually, that's interesting.
Yeah, just
that's not a case for Shadow Mewtwo either. Everything that all of his delayed projectiles are still going to be there, even if he grabs in 1.5. And there are unblockable setups that I found that are not going to be removed. Maybe we'll see about the act. They might have gotten removed there, but yeah, I didn't know that was already in the game as a mechanic.
It was weird. I saw it and I tried to I was like, oh, I got an unblockable, so I tried it in advantage. It's oh, okay then.
That's disappointing.
It's still good if they wake up and kick. So if you put it in front of their shield, they wake up and block, and it doesn't touch them, or they counter it, then you still grab them.
Yeah, if it only has one hit, even though projectile the animation would say otherwise. Yeah.
I guess I know why, because if it existed and they tried to tech your grab and they get hit by it, it actually stuns them. So then you get a full free combo.
Yeah. I mean, that's the case with most of these unblockables, where it's they get there's a lot of hit stop when you tech a grab. It's a crazy amount. And so you just get stuck in the getting hit animation while the other person finishes their grab. And that's why you're able to do everything off of them. Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest changes in 1.5, honestly, is that system change.
Yeah. So I think the only changes for Libre that happened were they made her JY hitboxes in field a bit better, so they hit you when you're on the ground, which is I mean, the move is okay. It's just a little poke. And then also you can cancel double team into side homing, which could be pretty cool if you do side double team into side homie, you could go around them really well. So that's pretty cool. But I know like people talked about how they didn't like the mix-up situation after Electroweb. Yeah, but it's not going to get any better because like here's the thing: if you do web, you use up like most of your phase shift points, right? So you leave them in the corner, and they have they'll the amount they would take from an attack is like less than a grab actually. So with web shifting, what it does is it puts you enhanced and it gives you a field Oki. So like you're still in a mix-up situation, but if Libre guesses right, you're back in duel and she is enhanced with an attack buff. So it's like a stealth buff, in my opinion.
It should be interesting to see what comes of that, because yeah, it's a stealth buff, but there's like the options in field phase are much different than the options in dual phase on like the wake up.
You're right.
You know, just having like homing cancel be an option on wake up kind of changes the dynamics of things.
Yeah, so. You're right. But here's the funny thing: like when you use web and it's not meaty, like people will homing cancel and they'll like still get caught.
Oh, yeah, they'll just get into. Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah,
all the time.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's like no one's able to homing cancel 13 firm grabs because they just do it too early.
Yeah.
What about Shadow Mewtwo?
What about Shadow Mewtwo? Well, he got nerfs again for the third time in a patch. He only evaded one patch so far, even in like arcades, without nerf. So what's changed? He now can't really zone. However, the biggest change to Shadow Mewtwo is that his 6Y, like the fist uppercut that spawns the pillar, like full screen, the pillar no longer has hit stun until the 4th hit. So what that means is if it hits you, you can just dash out of it before you get any hit stun.
Oh, so you can't do
perfectly fine.
You can't do the single like tick 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 and then go into Miracle Eye and get the rest of it and start that combo off?
Nope, not fully. So the way it works is that if you have Eevee, it gains hit stun again, and if you're in burst, it gains hit stun, which is kind of cool. But I don't know if it's enough to make Shadow Mewtwo's run Eevee. We'll see. It doesn't change any Oki setups, but it's going to completely change how Shadow Mewtwo has to play zoner matchups. He can't just trade with a pillar anymore. Like if you classic examples, Lucario throws Aura Sphere, Shadow Mewtwo uses pillar. They both hit at the same time. Shadow Mewtwo has the advantage because he can just, recall the pillar, and Lucario has to block it. It allows, Shadow Mewtwo a free approach. But in DX, what's going to happen is Shadow Mewtwo throws the pillar, Lucario's just going to be able to dash after and avoid the pillar entirely, and then if you try and resummon it with Miracle Eye, he's probably just going to bone rush you in the face because that move is still busted. So that's... In return, he got 4x dash cancels, which I'm not even going to really go into because most people don't even know 4x is a move.
Your mic's going...
Oh, is it turning into a robot?
It's going to Daft Punk again.
Oh, no.
Alright, while you fixes that, I'll do quickly Blaziken, because I don't think Blaziken is too much, really, yet. I mean, I've seen the Mewtwo buff, I really just want to test stuff now, like, so badly, but I still have to wait. But, biggest thing that I know is 5Y change, so there's 5Y jump cancelable, and it's any part of 5Y, which, what I'm hoping is, you can then charge X, do a Y combo, and, like, almost do Mewtwo instant air dashes with jump Y and 5Y, and then release X, but... I'll have to see. But it'd be nice for him to have, like, an actual combo that doesn't take his HP and that doesn't do a ton of, like, any phase shift points as long as you don't hit 21, so it wouldn't shift. I think you good, Mins?
Test? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Am I a robot?
Nah, you're good.
Cool. No more Mr. Destructoids for me.
I believe you're on, like, 4X. And when you're discussing Shadow Mewtwo, so
yeah.
I
was just saying, 4X, it's not even a move worth discussing. Like, the change to that isn't really worth discussing because most people don't even know that move exists. So, it's not enough to make it... Not enough to compensate for the pillar nerf. So we'll see it. We'll have to see where that character goes. Probably down, but we'll see. Maybe he gets something cool in DX.
Yeah, I'm so excited to just like try out all of his moves, like try out all the combos again, see what still works, what doesn't, like what damage is like, and then go through all the other characters and retest dance stuff because I've been waiting for a year.
Oh man, gonna have to make a whole new video for that.
I think instead of redoing the entire video, I'll probably just do the new characters unless some like other characters have something new, so it's not like 20 minutes of Blaziken getting hit by stuff.
All right. Well, that about wraps up everything we wanted to talk about.
Trying to think of anything else.
I actually want to go the rest of the changes on Braixen, since I only went over her for a while.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another change she got was another nerf, which was her JY in field now has the same end lag as she does in duel, so it's not as safe.
All the way around?
Yeah, it was nerfed. She has more end lag in duel now, but she has the same end lag she does in field.
The way you said it was she now has the same end lag in field as she does in duel.
Oh no, I meant she now has the field end lag in dual phase, so it's about I want to say a little less than double amount of end lag, which is still decently good, but she can't do like the runaway dash JY like across across the way.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
like +3 on block. It's really good.
She can't combo into it, but it was.
I mean, sure. Well, you could with the Emolga. You can just get like an Emolga call off of it, right?
No.
Oh, really? Oh.
Nope.
Thought you could. Oh, you're just showing the invitational. Didn't even notice.
The other changes she got as well. I'm trying to remember. I know they did something about her scaling with 5x. I don't remember.
It was 5xx. It wasn't even 5x.
Oh, it was the change to 5x. Oh my god. I thought they had scaling to 5x, but I guess 5x flamethrower is still busted.
Yeah, it's still gonna be good. And then I think the other probably biggest change to Braixen is that 8x and 2x no longer get high or low invincibility and high invincibility respectively on frame 1.
Finally.
Which allows it's now frame 5, I think. So
it'll still break grabs, but it'll now lose to people who try to low you and wake up.
It's just it's because I'm like sitting here like, okay, I'm gonna poke a 2y 8x. Okay, I'll do 5y 2x. It's like, oh, okay then.
Yeah, you now have a lot more options for trying to hit Braixen on wake up with a meaty attack. It's a small change, but it has a sort of a big impact, I think.
Do you also cover the stick nerf against burst?
Boomerang now doesn't have hit stun. It's now considered a light attack against burst armor.
Man,
until the last hit, I think.
I'm disappointed in that.
Now you have to actually work against first attack players in field phase. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Did you guys want to take any questions from the chat real quick?
Yeah,
just a few questions.
We could do a few.
Sure.
I thought this was a good one from Cool Jake. Who do you think top 5 is going to be in DX?
Top 5? Okay.
Oh, I just remembered one more buff to Braixen before we continue forward. I'm really sorry.
Go ahead.
Her golf swing in dual phase now has a projectile like it does in field phase. The uncharged variant having a projectile the charged one still does, but it's now at a different angle, and it's actually at a steeper angle than her flamethrower. So it was a blind spot she had currently that got fixed. So she can't run away a lot, but now she has more keep away tools because you can't just Shadow Immune to Mewtwo can just kind of jump really high over her, and then she has the blind spot because flamethrower now whiffs or autocorrects. She now back Y and now arcs a projectile over and above, so it now hits people who are high above her, and down in front, I guess, far away. But all right, now let's take the questions. I'm sorry.
No, it's no problem.
Yeah.
So Cool J's question again was, who do you think top 5 is going to be in DX based on what we know of the current roster? Just who wants to go first?
I'll go first, and I'll be boring. I think it's gonna be Mewtwo, Weavile, Pika Libre, and then I'm gonna say, is that 3? That's 3. I think Scissor is nuts, and I think he's a character that people haven't been able to fully lab and test out because arcade doesn't really allow for that. And then also, I think Darkrai is going to be crazy, and I think people are going to really struggle against his kind of zoning. So that's my call. But I think the top 3 are going to still stay pretty much top 3.
Right.
I think they're only going to get better.
Yeah, I think Mewtwo will still be 1. I think Libre might be 2, depending on how her matchups are with the new characters. I think Gengar is probably going to be top 5. Maybe. We'll see. I think Darkrai definitely.
Will anyone actually play Gengar, though?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. There might be a lot of new players that come and pick up Gengar. But yeah, and then I think Scizor, is pretty ridiculous. Like, his neutral with swords is really good. And, like, he can basically just dash at you and you have to guess. Because the hover dash Y is so fast and you can special cancel out of it. And he has, like, full screen whiff punishes. Like, his dual phase, like, when I was playing him, was just really, really solid. In field, I think field phase is probably, like, mid-tier. But, yeah.
Staples.
Yeah, Staples. I think Lucario could, depending on how his meta goes, could still be top 5. I think with Lucario right now, it's one, like, his meta is really developed because there's a lot of resources for that character. Like, honestly, like, when I was learning how to fight Gengar, I would just, like, read the Lucario guide for him and just, like, I started practicing using Lucario versus Gengar because, like, everything was just, like, there for me to, like, learn this matchup. So yeah, I think he's a really good character to, like, get started with because, like, all the resources are there. But yeah, I think he's gonna be a solid pick as well. Yeah. So Shippo, McDareth, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know if there's any other changes. Are you talking about 1.5 or for DX specifically?
DX.
Yeah, just like predictions.
I don't see any real balance changes between characters. I know a lot of the Japanese lists still keep Braixen and Mewtwo as the top 2, so I feel like they'll still stay there. I definitely saw Darkrai rise up on the list. I don't think he'll be top 5, but he'll be, like, right outside of it. I think Libre as a concept character is pretty good, and he seems a little underrated, or people like to underrate him. I like to put him in the top 3. Weavile, with the release of Poplio, has a couple of scary things that we don't know yet. We haven't really tested it out. It seems really good early on. No one has really abused the tactic yet, so I can't put anything. But it looks pretty scary to deal with, having a double jumping Weavile in your face that can just outlast burst, and then can, like, double jump away, and then, like, as soon as he goes for Icicle Crash, he can then go for Signal Slash, fall with an aerial, and it's ridiculous because both those aerials will go through on burst, so he can now just kind of hide away burst from burst, basically. So I feel like he has a lot of potential being up there. So it's
You're saying it won't change much.
It won't really change much. Nothing seems very major of a change for characters. It just seems more of quality of life things than it is, like, actual balance changes.
Makes sense.
Decidueye has some potential, but I have not played around with him enough to actually see. But, like, having some useless moves kind of hurts the character in a way. And I know, what's it, Frenzy Plant is weird counter. I still don't know what.
Or 4A, yeah.
4A. But so how exactly does it work, Slip, if you try that?
It's just a command counter.
Yeah.
It's kind of slow.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Decidueye right now, what's looking like his like strong points are his speed. He has really good speed, and depending on how good his whiff finishes are, he could be a really good neutral character.
Yeah, even though in Pokemon he's an extremely slow character. But
Yeah.
I mean, from seeing Decidueye gameplay, his walk speed looked like he was Weavile's walk speed, so it looks hilarious.
It's-
Yeah,
very
it's
quick.
it's like at least I'm pretty sure as fast as Breaksin.
and he has really good dashes.
Oh yeah, his
really
forward
quick
dash
one.
is a ghost dash, but his back dash isn't.
And I think backdash is ghost dash. and
No,
forward
no,
isn't.
it's forward dash.
Oh, forward dashes.
Forward dash is the
Okay,
best.
that's even better. Wow.
It's really interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think everyone's excited for the bird. All right, and was
No, I didn't go yet.
that all 5, Shippo?
Oh, unless he's not done.
I'd want to. I want Scissor to be top 5 only because just how cool it is and how his combos work for a character who can basically convert into a phase shift off of any straight hit. The fact that he's not guaranteed top 5 shows that something the Japanese know about the character that we don't.
I
But,
think
like-
it's just because like only one player plays him. Like no one really plays
Yeah.
him outside of that, and like that person hasn't even unlocked half of Scissor's potential and is like taking on like world class players with him. So I think that says a lot.
Yeah, I know people have put Scissor's moves into like the damage calculators, and found a lot of found what Rara is doing, his combos to be like not fully optimal, and like there's you just can't. There's no training mode like in arcade really, so
Yeah.
even though our training mode isn't the greatest, it's still more than nothing. And that really, like, being able to just spend hours upon hours just messing around and figuring out everything a character can do really does, push a character's meta.
I'm looking at his list and I'm looking at Rara's last sentence. Please die, Amolga.
Yeah, I heard Amolga's really good against
How-
a lot of the DLC, actually.
Okay, I just from the little I know of Scizor, I thought Scizor was gonna be a nightmare for Blaziken. How is this that? I don't understand how this is that bad for him.
It's because like the way Rara plays is he relies on CADC as his neutral a lot. So any like YOLO Flare Blitz will just like blow that up,
And then,
Suppose.
for those who don't know, during Scissor's CA, is if you charge it, you can actually move forward and backwards during the charge, which is why it's actually a kind of decent option.
So
Yeah.
what I thought would be good there is I thought that his CA is most likely a projectile. So I thought, okay, I can just react with Sky Uppercut. I had to test it, obviously, but just looking at it, it seems like it should be a projectile. So that's what I was thinking. So I don't know. I guess I just need to play it and see for myself.
Yeah, we can try in King of Prussia next weekend.
Yeah, Blaziken having a 3-7 matchup seems kind of insane to me. I won't lie to you.
Also, Scissor's anti-air is like it's pretty low damage.
But it's
It
a
doesn't get a ton
See,
off.
what bothered me is when I saw it, it's just
Big
it's a
though.
giant
Big
hitbox. Yeah.
Yeah, it's reliable but low damage.
Okay then.
It's not.
Which
Not,
means kind
not
of like
too
it's a
bad.
low risk. Yeah, not a huge risk for you to go for your, air stuff.
Yeah. Do you guys want to take another question?
Oh wait, I didn't.
Oh, McDareth, you didn't get the finish.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's no problem. So what do I think? Trying to think through. So obviously, I think Mewtwo's won. That we can just say that first off. I don't think I think did we all agree on that? that
Yeah,
not
Mewtwo's
everyone
at
I think
least.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, so Mewtwo's probably not going anywhere unless something drastic happens. It's probably not changing. For 2, that's kind of hard because I kind of want to say Lucario. I think is going to be 2 now. Because I think them buffing him in field phase when his field phase was not that bad, I think is going to help him a lot. And I really feel like already he's kind of a monster in dual phase, especially when he has burst. So now that he's buffed in field phase and they buffed his projectile, just in general, I think he's going to be a lot more of a threat than he already is. I think Weavile's probably 3rd. Like, Weavile can already camp well. We all know that. And now with Emolga being able to double jump, he can now camp and double signal slash to build his supports. So why he's camping, he's now building supports instead of just like throwing ice at you. And I just, that doesn't seem fun at all. So I think Weavile will probably be third. Fourth, it's kind of hard.
Maybe I'm thinking about it. Wouldn't Rotom be a good counter to that runaway Weavile?
I mean, yes and no, because every character, shout out to Thulius, check it out on his YouTube. Every character has an easy way to counter Rotom. Just you can quickly activate it and just dive kick away.
Well, I mean, you can legit just move out of it and just dodge it from moving fast.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You just say if do the quick fall and dodge it. It's free.
Wow. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. You would think it would work, but it doesn't.
Well, I was thinking like when he does the double jump and does the first, like after he slashes the first time, maybe he can hit him. But if that's the case, he can just completely crash it down and dodge it. Then, man.
Yeah. Rotom's not a good support.
No, I don't even think. I used to think it was terrible. Then I learned like, oh, they're sitting there for 5 seconds. I'm just gonna walk up and grab them. So yeah, Rotom is kind of. I mean, in the right spot, it can be good, but you can't just like. It's not like, oh, I call this. Now you don't have an option.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't completely ground them. All right, and then so you were on number 4.
Yeah. I feel like I want to put. Okay, so I'll just split it between the two. So I'm not sure because I think Breakson or Libre will probably be there. The changes to Breakson are enough that it's gonna be a little harder, but I don't think she got hit so hard that she just doesn't have options. So she's still a good character, in my opinion. And Libre, same thing with Libre, and Libre's just been getting up even more recently, thanks to someone in this call. But Libre's been getting more results as time has gone on, and people are seeing how strong Libre can be. So I think 4 is probably one of them, and I'd like to put Scizor in 5. Scizor, okay, I'll do another split. Scizor or Darkrai. Because I think both of them, yeah, I know I did 7 characters, but I think both of them have the opportunity to, like, they could be good enough based on their kits that they have. Like, seeing Scizor able to do full screen punishes on any whiff is like, so when you're playing this character, you just need to respect the fact that if you're full screen away from him, you can't just try things. Like, he could even bait you to, like, anticipate him moving in and back up and then punish you.
His dashes are really threatening because, like, what he can do is, like, he'll do bullet punch mid-range on your shield and then, like, go in for the grab. Like, you can move with the grab, right? And then he can cancel into backdash. So, like, in that GIF that I posted, basically...
Yeah, the one against Pikachu.
Yeah, so you, like, basically use the grab to bait out something, like, he baited out a 5x because he pretended he was going forward, but he backdashed and then wave punished it with a bullet punch.
It's a really strong option. Full screen.
I just think in general in Pokken, like movement-based pressure that doesn't act, where you're not actually committing and you can still cancel it, has been strong throughout the meta of Pokken so far.
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely a fair statement.
And so,
we have,
like,
you know, Sceptile, like Mewtwo's pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely fair.
So a character that has that on top is like dangerous. And then Darkrai, because like I really feel like everyone really wants that setup. I mean, Gardevoir is there, but there's a lot of people that play setup styles, and like Guard isn't full setup. She's like, she can set up, but that's not her full goal. While Darkrai is, here's a trap that covers you from jumping. Now you must walk to me. While you're walking, here's other traps I can activate any time that hit you. And it's like, so he still seems like a nightmare to me, but I need to like play him and see what he's gonna do. But I definitely see he has the potential to be like a big threat.
Yeah, and just to add to like the Scizor stuff, I think like a lot of his matchups will depend on how well he's able to get swords. Because like without swords, Scizor is kind of weak, I think. But when he has swords, that's when he's really threatening.
That's true. He does kind of require swords for a lot of like big damage conversions, a lot of pressure. Yeah, it's a big thing, big issue.
I don't feel like setting up swords sounds like that big of a deal or that hard to do. If anyone's actually played Guilty Gear, I feel like his swords are kind of like how Jam powers up her own things. She just takes like a quick second, and then like next time she does something, she gets like an enhanced move of a sort. I mean, unlike swords, which I guess applies, the same swords applies to multiple different moves. She has to power up this specific move. I feel like it's like Sunny Day almost, where it's just kind of like, here it is, here's the buff. And I guess
I would
it's sort of like
equate it more similarly to like Ramlethal and her swords. And how she has to like sort of set, how she, because Jam still has access to all of her specials without her cards, but Ramlethal's swords, they need like when they're out, give her like so much more strength than when like they're on herself.
Well, I guess it's the same thing with Jam. Like Jam can still do her it's like a weird kick forward and like a kind of a shoryu kick or like an overhead kick. Like she has access to them, but they're not. You can't really do much with it unless they're enhanced. And if they're enhanced, you can do like wall bounces, ground bounces, invincibility, like that kind of thing. And I feel that's the same way towards Scissor, because Scissor can still do all these things, but without the swords, the follow-ups don't exist correctly. I guess it's slightly different because once you use up your card or use up your swords, they're gone. And you have to get them back again. As opposed to Ramlethal's swords, they stay where they are.
I guess, yeah, they are staying there. That's true. Fair.
Sorry to divert into Guilty Gear talk.
No, it's fine. It's good to have some comparisons. With that,
coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, about to hit 2 hours. So with that, I think that was very good for the first show. I apologize for the difficulties of me switching scenes and Windows sound effects, but I think that went really well. Everyone.
I apologize for any mic issues.
It's okay.
Yeah,
so
I think overall,
we all know that Mins is a robot now, so that's the secret's out.
So we'll go around with the guests first as we close down. So we'll start with Slip. Slip, where can people follow you if they want to see more of you?
Yeah, so just follow me at Slippingbug on Twitter. I post stuff about. I post a lot of polls. I post stuff about characters. I have my Libre guide on there, and yeah.
I guess I'll go next.
Shippo.
You can follow me at Shippo Smash, which I think needs to be changed, but I don't know what to change it to. And you'll see me in a lot of commentary. You'll see me like at hitboxes, regionals, majors, all that whatnot. You can catch me there. I'll be there all the time, and I post about almost absolutely nothing. But do give me a follow.
How you go, Mins?
All right. You can follow me on Mins Pokken on Twitter, and I'm always in Discords. You can pretty much, if you ever want to talk or play me or anything, you can ping me there. I'm probably not going to be going to any events anytime soon, as next week I'm going back to college, back to GW. But maybe you'll see me again for I'm going to try and go back for Hidden Boss or Final Boss. And that should be my first event back. I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah.
Okay.
Finally you.
All right, and I'm McDareth. Thank you guys for watching. You can follow me on Twitter or Twitter.com. Just find me on Twitter at McDareth. Follow the stream. The VOD of the episode will be up on my YouTube. I think we decided on Fridays, but we'll talk about that definitely. And I hope you all enjoyed the very first Ferrum Heights podcast. Definitely let us know what you think. Anything you think we can improve on, any changes you'd suggest, maybe possible guests you'd like to see and any of that. And with that, I'll catch you guys next time.